Alright guys, welcome back to episode 18 of your daily top 7 to 7. I am your host, Virtual Kane, and we are going to begin with your daily tech tweets of the day. Maybe turn our theme music down just a little bit. Alright. Looks like 2016 was the hottest year on record, continuing a decades-long warming trend, according to NASA GISS. Well, the chances of finding a snake in your toilet are very low, but unfortunately, not zero. Whoa. Updated launch and landing photos. Aside from the, obvious shape, that is freaking cool looking. Wow. So that's the Falcon, I guess. Yeah, that's awesome. Can you imagine having this job? Being able to take photos from space all day. Sounds like a dream come true. I believe we discussed that one yesterday. What do we have here? Do you speak virus? Phage is caught sending chemical messages when deciding how to attack hosts. That's disturbing news. Let's see. Robots, apps, and brain scans. Technology can improve communication and curb social isolation of kids with autism. I believe we discussed that yesterday as well, but there's no hurt in bumping education. Let's see. So finding something that's news. The Founder Visa is apparently coming to France. It could make a big difference. Founder Visa. Yes. Okay, I think I know what the Founder Visa is now. I was trying to figure it out earlier, and I couldn't figure it out. If I remember correctly, the Founder Visa is the one that allows kids to go to college from other countries. So that is the one that Trump was threatening to take away if he became president, I believe. I might be wrong. Why don't you tell me in the comments, but it could make a big difference. Yes, it could make a big difference, because if all of the education moves to a different country than America, especially France, I love you, France peoples, but come on, how many times have you been conquered and just give it up, okay? You're going to give it all up. You probably already gave up, CERN. They're probably doing some horrible things. That's what the Mandela effect is all about. I grew up with the Berenstain Bears, not the Berenstain Bears. Lovely shot from Ken Christensen in northeastern North Carolina. The spiral galaxy contains a supermassive black hole hidden by cosmic dust and gas. Very cool. Some new math gets at how we innovate. Try this thought experiment of picking marbles out of Polia's urn. More food for thought. All right, well, it is time to check out what is happening in the world today. Obama to Trump, keep Russia sanctions separate from nuclear talks. President Barack Obama urged President-elect Donald Trump on Wednesday to keep separate the issue of economic sanctions on Russia from the pursuit of talks to reduce nuclear stockpiles. Come on, bro. That's like some day one stuff right there. A lot of what's been happening lately is making me think that the president now, the President Obama, is trying to set up some very difficult hazards for Trump. First, he let Chelsea Manning go, which can't be reversed, okay? And as much as, we all wanted to see WikiLeaks, prevail, doing stuff like that sets up a roadblock, because any sort of action that Trump takes against Chelsea Manning after this is only going to paint him the worst adversary. So he's essentially got to suck it up, and just deal, Okay, well, if you're going to do that, well, we're going to do this. So there's going to be a whole lot of stuff that Trump is going to have to just, okay, yeah, I have to deal with that. One of the funniest things is, a couple weeks ago, we read how he took away the ability for a nearby country, was it Puerto Rico or Cuba, to get visas to come into America. And that's something he's been, so big and wild about. You know, so now that he's stopped that, it's up to Trump to reinstate that. And if Trump doesn't reinstate it, then Trump's the bad guy again. Okay, you see what I'm saying? I mean, can we find any more examples? I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Z portrays China as global leader as Trump era looms. China will build a new model of relations with United States, President Xi Jinping said on Wednesday in a speech that portrayed China as the leader of a globalized world where only investment or international cooperation. You know what? I almost said as the leader of a globalized world where only investment corporations could solve the big problems. That is terrible. Why do we live in a world where such a mistake could happen? North Korea may test launch ICBM soon. South Korean media. North Korea may be preparing. North Korea may be preparing to test launch a new upgraded prototype of an intercontinental ballistic missile. North Korea media reported on Thursday, citing military sources. And, you know, so they don't want us to have a counter ICBM stationed in South Korea? You know, because we read about this. You know, they know we can't have, you know, if you do that, then China's going to be mad. Why would China be mad if we had a counter missile defense setup next to North Korea? Why? Is it because North Korea and China are the same thing? That North Korea is just a proxy state? That's a horrible accusation for somebody to make, especially if it isn't true or if they are not educated enough to know what they're talking about, which might be one of the two things that is up with this statement. Put it in the comments. Ukrainian president calls for global response to Russia threat. Switzerland. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko called for a worldwide effort to counter the threat of Russian cyber warfare and urged the United States to be great again by demonstrating leadership on issues such as global security. Okay. China says police and judges need absolute loyalty to party. Law enforcement and judicial officials in China must be absolutely loyal to the ruling Communist Party, state media said in the latest warning about loyalty in the wake of the jailing of former domestic security chief Zhao Yongking. You know, China's in a very interesting situation right now. Because they live in a much different society than we do, loyalty could really... I wish more Americans were more loyal to each other. I mean, I don't know, man. When they say absolute loyalty to the party, do you know how that works out? That works out as, like, children in school learning how to cross the street together, you know, learning how to, you know, go to the grocery market and buy food for dinner, learning how to change a tire on a car, you know, things that build teamwork and things that we don't have here in America, you know. I'm not saying we need to be, you know, a communist totalitarian state, hell no. But I am saying, what I am literally saying is that people were much more helpful to each other and much more trusting and loyal to each other in the 50s, say, than they are today, okay? So that's the big difference between, you know, the concept of loyalty and patriotism and being part of something. So, yeah, good on them. All right, good on them. Obama suggests U.S. Embassy move to Jerusalem could be explosive. President Barack Obama suggested on Wednesday that moving a U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem could have explosive results and said he was worried that the prospects for a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict were waning. All right, were we not just talking about baiting the upcoming president? Okay, another example right here. Why is it so necessary for him to make a statement right now about warring conditions of other people and the possibility of Trump messing them up in the future. Did Trump say anything about putting a U.S. embassy in Jerusalem? Because if he could, or if he did, not if he could, if he did say such a thing, why is it not reflected here? Why is it not Obama rebukes Trump's decision to put an embassy in Jerusalem? Okay? Think about it. They don't even mention him here because it is one of a list of thousands of things they want him to screw up on. Dude, I don't even like the guy, but sandbagging him like this is just terrible. Okay? Okay? When nobody wanted Obama to become president and he became president and nobody could believe it, did we have marches in the streets? Did we have did President Bush do a whole bunch of crazy things that, you know, would make Barack Obama's presidency an absolute horror fest getting into? If I remember correctly, bro didn't even close down Guantanamo Bay, man. Guantanamo Bay is still open. So, I mean, yeah, talk about trolling, okay? Yeah, all right. I think I've said my piece here. If you have anything to say about this, put it in the comments. I am not pro-Democrat or Republican. I am pro-truth, okay? Pro-awakeness. It seems like they're both two sides of the same coin, and maybe I need to shut my mouth and just read the news. Yeah. Outgoing U.S. envoy says UN needs to push Iran on arms embargo. The United Nations Security Council needs to push Iran to abide by an arms embargo, outgoing U.S. Ambassador Samantha Power said on Wednesday, amid UN concerns that Tehran has supplied weapons and missiles to Lebanese Shiite group Hezbollah. I gotta say, man, if you supply weapons to people, you could easily supply them defensible materials, okay? A place, you know? You could easily solve this. Instead, you simply write it off on guns and bombs, and you give it to them, okay? And then that causes more problems. So I don't care what country you are, if you're America or France or any of the other countries that are involved in this situation, stop giving these people guns! Stop giving them bombs, okay? Give them freaking bubblegum, all right? No, I don't mean bubblegum. I mean give them a place to live, give them a purpose, give them something to do other than blow each other up. You know, if you know, here's the thing, all right? They tried to take away our guns, okay? All right, they took away Australia's guns. But here's the thing. Criminals kill people. Stop making criminals. All right? That's it. Brazil police separate gangs in prison where 26 people were killed. I highlighted this because another school shooter. I highlighted this because I wanted to make a point here. Where 26 inmates were butchered in recent days is what the line here reads. Heavily armed police on Wednesday entered the prison where 26 inmates were butchered in recent days and separated members of a rival drug gangs waging turf war that set off a wave of riots in Brazil's overcrowded penitentiary system. Okay, there were more than 26 people killed. If you've been watching the show, you would know that just the week earlier, on January the 2nd, over 100 people were killed, and they were butchered, okay? Like chopped to bits, like beheaded, and just horrible, horrible, horrible things, okay? Like, literally on the 9th, I think it was, those 26 inmates were killed in more violence. Do you guys see how the news in general is kind of not letting you remember those 136 people, 127 people, whatever. I don't even remember. I know there was more than 100, but do I remember how many people there were? No. All I get is 26. There's 26 people that died. Okay? They even use the word butchered, but I don't know who the gangs are. I don't know what it's really about. Okay? What is it really about? Well, I mean, are there... is it just like there's drugs flowing through the prison and that's what set it off? Or is it that it's outside, stuff coming from the, separate gangs on the outside, and now that they're on the inside, they got the beef? Who knows? Who knows? All we're getting is a diminishing amount of human interest. What I mean by that is that this is going to be so easy to just ignore in a couple weeks, okay? 26 people, that's a small number, Now they're going to say that five people will die, in the upcoming week, and then they'll focus on that number, okay? And then the 100 plus the 26, gone. So I hope that this show has at least taught you guys something, because it's really taught me something, okay? I don't just read the top 7, okay? I do read the top 7, but I also read the rest of these stories too, because I've become interested in wanting to know exactly what the heck is going on with this world. If you have anything to say in the comments, by George, you best do so. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Where do you even get into trends? Let's check that out. I don't want to talk about the school shooter. George Bush, Herbert Walker, Barbara Bush, both hospitalized, spokesman says. Okay. Well, Jeff Bagwell, with Hall of Fame election, deep wounds closing for Jeff Bagwell. Disturbing, a dog's purpose on-set footage shows animal cruelty. Is there any good news? Antonio Brown video. Somber Antonio Brown faces the media music over his now infamous video. Obviously not. Real Madrid. Annoyed Real in a bad moment. So, okay, yeah, I understand that Real Madrid was undefeated, but instead of focusing on their second loss, can't we just be celebrating Celta Vigo? Is Celta Vigo a soccer player, a football player, or is that a team? Or is that a city where the team is? I don't know. But anyhow, we should be celebrating that dude. Not sitting here feeling sorry for ourselves, Real Madrid. Get that chin up. Houston weather. Floodwaters wreak havoc on Houston roadways. After that, expect drier and cooler weather starting on Sunday. Get ABC 13's eyewitness news coverage everywhere with our free ABC 13 apps. Savannah Chrisley. Chrisley Knows Best star Savannah Chrisley updates fans on her recovery. Savannah Chrisley is opening up about her frightening car accident. Wow. No more good news, okay. People's Choice Awards. The Office. Steve Carell trolls fans of The Office with a joke revival tweet. Okay, somebody at least out there gets it, If you can't find anything good, make something funny happen. Alright, you guys. I love you. Have a wonderful night. Come back tomorrow. We'll do this all over again. If I make it to the end of the month, I do. No promises, though. I need to get some comments. I need to get some subscriptions. I need to get some likes. And most of all, I just really want some comments, guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. I know that, there's other people out there than besides my my boss who watches this, so, like, somebody out there has to be somebody that I don't know. If you don't know me in real life, please leave it in the comments. It would make making these shows much better. So you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow.